Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday to y'all. Happy Sunday to y'all, man. It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13th Wonder of the World, man. So nice to hear from y'all. Excuse me, I'm just closing up the doors in the rooms. So nice to hear from y'all today. Happy Sunday on this late Sunday night, man, full of basketball. This 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 podcast here is not about wrestling, man. No talks about wrestling on this podcast. I do have a special podcast I want to do, and it's also on basketball. It's about the great Michael Jordan. I'm going to do that as soon as I finish with this one. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. Shout out to M Breezy. That's my little home. His birthday coming up real soon. Also, Bobby Reezy's birthday is coming up soon. If I haven't came across it yet, I just want to wish everybody in April happy birthday. Both of my buddies, they got birthdays this month. Next month is also to my niece Naya. Naya, her birthday, as well as Papa Milton, as well as people that are born in May. I just want to tell everybody happy birthday. Also shout out to my Uncle Derek. His birthday is also in May as well. But I want to give out a shout out to everybody whose birthdays are coming up. God bless you. God keep you. You know, hopefully everything will be good on your end. I'm praying that everything will be good on your end as well. Man, it's been a great day, man, of sports, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the NBA, we found out that who won the title in golf. Scotty won again, so I had him part of a little spread, and I hit on him, so I won a nice little 25 bit on him. Nothing major, just a little something light. But congratulations to him for winning his PGA championship. Tiger went out kind of early, but that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my sister. I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me on the Point of View on this late Sunday night. The NBA is now, the regular season is over, but the play-in starts in 2 days on Tuesday. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be talking about that as well. Right now, enjoying looking at the baseball game between Mookie Betts and the Dodgers and the Padres. So the Padres are playing against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have not scored yet, but they got two on with one out. If I'm not mistaken, no, it's two outs actually. Otani, who came up second, he struck out, but he's gonna get that home run. He's gonna break that record that he's aiming for. Speaking of records, man, let's go back to the NBA today. Man, the games were so exciting today. The last game of the season. And let me tell people this, because sometimes, and it happened again this year, where you rest some of your major players during the last game of the season, because you know either you're going to play, what seeding you're going to be in the playoffs, and all that there. Man, let me talk about this for a minute. Guys, the Knicks versus the Bulls was a classic game today. The Knicks won the game in overtime. Bronson played great. Josh Harden, all these guys, Vincenzo, Anobi, those boys are ready. They did great without Julius Randle this year, guys. Julius Randle's been out. He's out for the season. Last year, they were like 4. This year, they're 2. So Jalen Bronson and those boys have the Knicks are at the top of the food chain. The only team that's above them is the Boston Celtics. I still think they can't win without Julius Randle. I think they can make a push, but I don't think they can win the whole thing without Julius Randle. I still think that they've got to prove me wrong. The Bulls are in the play-in, but the Bulls played great. Alex Caruso is doing what he did for us in LA when he was with the Lakers when they won the championship in the bubble. And that is being a defensive scout, just like Jose for the Pelicans. The little pesky guys out there getting the rebounds and getting steals, coming from the behind, coming from the blind side, stealing the ball. That is what, Caruso played great, but he just could not deal with he played as good as he could against Jalen Bronson, but Jalen Bronson is on a whole nother level. He should be also in the talks for an MVP candidate. And I know it's going to be Joker, and I know it's going to be probably SGA, Ant-Man, Tatum, guys like that. But Jalen Bronson should be in that mix as well as Giannis. The Bucks got destroyed today. So it looks like it's going to be the Bucks versus the Pacers. It's going to be a matchup. I think that the Pacers can beat the Bucks if Giannis does not play. And that's been the problem for the Bucks the last 2 years. The injury to Giannis. Giannis gets hurt at the wrong time of the season. That's why they never repeat again as champions or compete to go to the NBA Finals because of that. So we'll see what happens in this exciting playoffs. Also, shout out to Fadeaway. I know he didn't like what happened today when they played against us. But you know what, though? The Lakers are on a mission. Now, the Pelicans did not play as well as they wanted to play today. That's not going to happen Tuesday, guys. The Pelicans are going to be in. Zion's going to be ready. He's going to have the laser force information to try to stop the Lakers with LeBron James playing great. LeBron James had 17 assists, 17 something today, a triple-double. He had 27 points and stuff like that. LeBron was killing them in the first quarter, man. LeBron was passing the ball. The guys were getting open. Reeves is playing great. D'Lo, he got to do a little more. What's his name? Rui, he did a little something. But Prince, he showed up today. The Lakers bench was great. They did what they needed to do to put the heat on the Pelicans. B.I. came back, but B.I. did good for a while. But man, the Lakers were just on it. This is the same thing they did when they played them in the in-season tournament. They was ready for the game. And hopefully Anthony Davis will not be injured. Hopefully he'll be back to play Tuesday. The Lakers got to stay in New Orleans now. So you guys get to have a day and a half with LeBron in New Orleans, and that's going to be interesting to see with that there. Also, the Kings and the Warriors in the play, and that's going to be very interesting, along with the Bulls and the Hawks. These are like throwback games from if you go back in the 80s with the Bulls and the Hawks, or even the 90s with the Bulls and the Hawks. It was Jordan and Pippen, against Dominique Wilkins. In the 90s, it was, Steve Smith and Dikembe Mutombo against Jordan Pippen and Rodman. Some great, interesting rivalries right there, especially that one, Bulls and versus Hawks. Hawks are without Trae Young, which I think he's probably not going to play anymore, unless if they do get further in the playoffs, then he might play. But I don't know, guys. It was just an interesting play in as well on both sides, the East and the West. Like I said, the Lakers and the Pelicans play, the Kings and the Warriors. I remember the Kings and the Warriors from back in the day when you had Ron TMC, which was Mullen, Tim Hardaway, and Mitch Richmond. And Mitch Richmond also played for the Kings. So, and you had guys out there, guys that can play. And that's just what it is right now. That's exactly what it is right now with, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, along with Kuminga and Wiggins, Looney and those boys, can they stop, you know, Fox, Sabonis, Barnes, Kessler, and all those guys they got out there, Keegan Murray and those boys? It's going to be hard, man. It is going to be hard. And you got to remember this. Golden State beat those guys last year in a 7-game series in the playoffs. The Kings have not forgotten about that. The Kings have not forgotten about that there. So the Kings are looking at this opportunity to put Golden State out of their misery. And Steph and Clay have to be Steph and Clay and Draymond has to remember, yeah, you guys have been in this thing for you guys have had like a 12-year run in the playoffs, and you've gotten 4 championships out of it. But this team here, the Kings are a team on the rise. It's sad that they went down in the hunt, but it is what it is. Phoenix won today. Booker, Durant, and them, they played. So you've got some matchups here that's going to be interesting in these playoffs, and I'm going to go over them. I don't know who's going to play Boston in the first round. Whoever plays them going to have a hard time beating them. They can play anybody except Philly and Miami, because Philly got a chance to shock them. Miami shocked them last year in the 7-game series. So also they can beat Chicago and Miami Atlanta in the first round. So whoever wins that, I think they have it. The Knicks are the same way. The Knicks don't want to see Miami in the first round. They saw them last year and they beat them. So it's going to be interesting to see the Bucks and the Pacers. It all depends on how Dame Lillard is and how Giannis is playing. The thing about this is this. It looks like Dame Lillard is not happy right now. I don't know what's going on with him and what's going on with the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know what it is, but they need to get it together. You wanted to go to a team where you could contend for a championship. You got your wish. So you've got to do what you got to do to try to help Giannis out. When you went to that team, you were going to be the number 2 guy. There's no way you're going to be number 1, not while Giannis is still the franchise of that team. So Dame Lillard has to realize that as well. Maybe the playoff will be a fresh thing for him, because he hasn't been in the playoffs in a while. So he has to think about that as well. Giannis has been there every year, So it is what it is. Let's see what happens with this here. That's the east side of the playoffs. Cleveland and Orlando. I don't know. That's a toss-up, because I think that Mitchell has the opportunity to get out of the first round. But the thing about this is this. What happens, because Orlando is a young, expiring team that are doing what they need to do to get themselves together for the gusto. And that is the big, big issue that is going on with, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Can they win when they need to win? And my answer to that is they could possibly win, but it's going to be interesting to see. We know that Donovan Mitchell's on an expiring contract. I don't think he signed an extension with Cleveland. The Cavs are going to be trying to look to find a way to get him to stay, but I think he needs to come on over and come see us at Crypto, if you know what I mean, and come out there and come help LeBron and AD. That's my thought on that as well. I think that's going to be an interesting not season. But if they win, if Orlando lose this series, they have nothing to be ashamed of, because they came out, they turned the team around. And I know Shaquille O'Neal is happy about his former team finally getting that push. Pablo has played great this year. Guys like Wendell Carter Jr., Cole, and all those guys on that team has played great for them. Both of the Wagner brothers, it's just interesting to see what happens now with them. I think they have an opportunity to steal this series against Cleveland, but we'll see what happens. Nobody won't know until probably the weekend when the ball goes up for those 48 minutes when it gets kick-started. I love when the NBA comes out, guys. I love it. I love playoff basketball because the drama is there. The series get interesting. You're thinking this team's gonna win, and this other team comes out of the woodwork and makes something happen, man. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Um, those are the only two right now series games are that we know from the East is the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic. There's a possibility that Halliburton might be going home in the first round, or he might be going on to the next round. The Pacers turned their season around, man, because last year they wasn't hot as everybody thought they were, but they came back and they played great. Halliburton kind of fell off a little bit to me, man, when it come down to scoring because he's a passer a lot, but he was able to get himself back together, get back in that mix. And I'm proud to say that because I saw what he did this season. And so for that, congratulations to the Pacers for, getting back into the playoffs. Now, let me talk about the West Side. The West Side's the best side. But yeah, congratulations to OKC Thunder, #1 seed. You also look at the Denver Nuggets, the 2nd seed. They don't know who they're playing yet. We know for sure that there are two matchups that are going to be very interesting. The 4 and the 5, which is the Clippers and the Mavericks. Now, I will say this. The Mavericks can beat the Clippers in the first round. The Clippers, if Kawhi Leonard is not back, they don't have a shot at winning. Kawhi Leonard is the guy that they need to have back out there if they want to win a series. I'm saying this because you're going to need Kawhi Leonard, just like you're going to need James Harden, Paul George, Russell Westbrook. You're going to need the fourth man of that head of that monster to win. Head. Don't pay me no mind when I say that. But you're going to need your fourth man, which is Kawhi Leonard, in order for you guys to get back to where you need to get. And that's to a Western Conference. You're trying to get there this year. And I'm going to say that's a toss-up as well because Luka and Kyrie are playing great. It's going to be a shame that one of these great teams are going to be going home. Also, Timberwolves and Suns. Now, let me say this here. Let me talk about this for a minute. This is going to be a series that makes or breaks Kevin Durant. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this. Everybody knows that Booker, Bill, and Kevin Durant has not played together the whole season. They didn't have a whole season to play. Bradley Beal was hurt most of that. I think Bradley Beal missed over 40-something games, if I'm not mistaken. I think he started coming back after the All-Star break. Let me say that. Devin Booker was also hurt. There's been only one guy that's been consistent this year for the Phoenix Suns, and that's Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has played a lot of games. I think Kevin Durant didn't miss too many games this season for the Phoenix Suns. Absolutely great on his end to be 35 years old. I think Kevin Durant's 35, if I'm not mistaken. And to play almost up to 82 games. I think he only missed a few. But he had a great season this year. But the problem is that his team was not there when they need them. Now, do I think Phoenix can go? No, I think Phoenix has a chance to make this thing very interesting. Do I think they're a team that could possibly go to the NBA Finals? Yes, I do. Because Bradley Beal's health is what matters. Devin Booker being available is what matters. Kevin Durant looked like he's going to be, available for the whole thing. But they're playing against a young team in Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns looks like he's trying to get himself back into the flow of playing. Ant-Man is serious, guys. And you guys got to remember this. After the playoffs is over, the finals, they have to go to France and play for Team USA. I'm hoping that LeBron James says yes, and I'm hoping that they let him go out there and just play sparingly, just to try to get the team back into the hunt of winning the gold medal. Not only that, let me say this too. This is it. Like I said about this series, this is a toss-up. There is a possibility, and I want people to understand why I'm saying this. There is a possibility that the Minnesota Timberwolves could be shocked in this series by the Phoenix Suns. And I'm saying this because I do believe that Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, if they can stay healthy, they're going to be something serious. And I'm going to leave it at that. That's a toss-up as well. But I do believe that don't count Phoenix out. Don't count out the Mavericks against the Clippers. But everybody thinks that the Clippers are going to win. If Kawhi Leonard plays, then yes, they will. You know what I'm saying? I think that they will. I think that the Clippers can beat the Mavs in 6, but it depends on what happens. Luka Doncic is a MVP candidate, folks. Let's not forget that. He's played great this year. He's had a lot of triple doubles. He scored over 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 points, 71 points, I think, this season. So, yes, he is capable of winning huge matchups. So we'll see what happens with that as well as we go on with the NBA playoffs. Like I was saying before, OKC and Denver could possibly play 4 teams. They have a four team option who they're gonna play a matchup against: Lakers or Pelicans, Kings, and Warriors. So we'll see what happens with all of that as that goes forward. The NBA playoffs are exciting. Also tomorrow, while Raw's going on the air, there will be the WNBA draft. The Indiana Fever gets the first pick, and everybody knows that Caitlin Clark is going to be the first pick of the draft. But let me ask you this. Who else is going to be a part of the draft? Who else is going to be after that? Where does Angel Reese goes? Where does the girls that play for, South Carolina, where she goes? Where does the Page girl, is she coming out? Where are they all going to be? I think Angel Reese will be the second pick of the draft. I'm saying that because I believe it. I think she will go to a team that really needs her. And I'm hoping that everything goes right for them. You know what I'm saying? I hope everything goes right for all of them because I want to see those girls blossom. And they need to pay these girls more. Even all the girls that played before that, make the payment a little better for them. That's all I'm saying, And as I look at the game between the Dodgers and the Padres are on base with 1 out in the 3rd inning, but the score is still 0-0. So hopefully the Dodgers will get into the mix here, try to do something, make something happen. But the Padres have some great hitters on their team, so we'll see what happens. And shout out to the Braves for coming up big today in their game with Acuna not Acuna Jr., but Acuna hit some great hits and knocked the ball out the park today. So we saw a lot today from them, Hopefully they'll get back in the mix as well as the Astros. Dusty ain't there no more, so he can't get them right. So they got to get themselves together, you know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to the Texas Rangers, who are the World Series champions, but we just want to see what they're going to do to try to make this happen. And it looks like they walked. Paxton actually walked with a 3-1 pitch. he walked, and now Tillis Jr. is up the bat, folks. Fernando Tillis Jr. is up to bat, and this could possibly be a 3-0 score by the Padres. And if this happens, then the Dodgers are going to be in trouble early in this game. They have got to find a way to strike these guys, get them off base or something. And I'm color commentating the game and stuff. But yeah, the NBA is hot right now. Interesting to see what's going to happen in these playoffs. Hopefully the Lakers, get a friendly win over my boy Fadeaway and the Pelicans. Hopefully the Kings can avenge the Warriors, but you never turn your back on the Warriors, because on any given night the Warriors can still set up shop and win. So we'll see what happens as all this goes forward. You guys have a good night. I will be back with part 2 of the point of view in a few minutes. Late at night, I know I got to get myself ready for this job, but I just want to share with you guys the exciting day of, the NBA playoffs, great baseball games as well. But until then, as well as golf, God bless you, God keep you. I'll be back with you guys in about 5 minutes.